Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today's flight will be the 747 from PMDG. So I've done a little bit of P3D the past few weeks, as you guys could tell, and yeah, we're cycling through some of the different aircraft. I'm thinking about installing the Quality Wings 787 as well. I'm probably not going to install the Dash 8Q 400 though, but we'll see. So today we're flying the 747. Two new things, two things that you're probably not used to on my channel. One, we're actually flying a cargo aircraft, which I pretty much never do. And second, we're actually not going to be using FSC Crew today. I'm going to do everything myself, and the reason is because I decided that I wanted to get to know the 747 a bit more when it comes to procedures. The 777 was, sorry, not the 777, the 747 was pretty much the only aircraft, or one of the only aircraft, where I didn't really look at the procedures too much and just went right off of FSC Crew. So I kind of knew what FSC Crew did and what you'd need to do on the overhead, things like that. I kind of knew, but I didn't know in detail, and now I do. And so I'm practicing those procedures. I've already done, like, I don't know, 5 flights with the 747. And yeah, we're just gonna continue, and yeah, we'll do it without FSC Crew. Today's flight is gonna be a long flight. It's scheduled for about 9.5 hours, flying from Luxembourg over to Miami. And yeah, we'll see. I'm also testing a few other things. I've noticed that the fuel burn is a bit different in the PMDG 747 than what SimBrief calculates. At least sometimes it's weird. I think only Rolls-Royce is affected by this. It could be only Rolls-Royce. But I'm testing that as well. But without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put up the payload first. If we just do 235. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go with ground connections, port, and 119, 123. So let's go ahead and get the aircraft started. Battery comes on. Standby power to auto. The demand pumps off. Wipers are off. Gear down, and you can see the first three DUs come up. Alternate flaps off and off. Flaps lever up, which agrees with the position. If not, we would set the lever to the position that it's at. Thrust levers idle. Fuel control switch is cut off. But these are extra things that I'm just checking. Bus ties to auto. Then we can select external power 1 to on. If it was the passenger variant, we would also select external power 2 on. So we'll go ahead and keep 1 on. Nav lights will come on. So we'll continue IRSs to nav. We're now doing the preliminary procedures. Emergency ice lights arm. If the voice recorder was simulated, we would switch that on. Status messages. So hydraulic quantities are checked. Oxygen pressure is sufficient. No status messages, which is good. Engine oil quantities are also checked. We'll check the ICAS messages. So far, everything looks normal. We're expecting a few more later on. We'll cancel. This is also normal. We'll cancel. And that's good. And packs off and align mode is also normal. Alright, so the hatch is closed. The smoke evacuation handle is in. Go to the aft overhead. Make sure all guards are closed. Lights are all out. APU start source to TR. And everything else is good. Circuit breakers are in, which they are. And we're going to go ahead and set the parking brake. We have sufficient pressure. Parking brake set also illuminates. I've noticed a bug, I think it's a bug, that this pressure seems to deplete over time. And my pedals are not pressed. I only have this with the 747. The 777 doesn't do this. So I have a feeling that something is wrong with the 747, or maybe in real life there's also like some kind of leak, or it cannot sustain the pressure very well. I mean, it is an old system, so that's possible. I have to double check this. Getting weather information, 1023. 1023, 1023. We'll check the weather here in more detail in a moment. We can go ahead and select 122 0.0 for active sky. And just to get the habit, 122.8 on the left, and emergency frequency 121.50 on the right. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the irises aligned, because without the irises aligned completely, we will not be able to do ACARs, or we won't be able to initialize ACARs, and we need to do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and 747-400, Rolls-Royce engines, nav database is up to date, the rest is checked. So positioning it, we put Luxembourg in just as a comparison, and that looks good. So we're going to take the GPS, plug that in. UGC time is also correct, and so that is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the flight plan, get the chart set up, all that good stuff, and then once I've done all that, the irises should be aligned, and we can then do the data link requests. We'll go to route, Luxembourg to Miami, and the request. Papa 7 Tango. I'll plug this information in here. Alright, the arrival is the Benfish Oak Transition, RNAV 27 Zulu. Alright, the route 2, and verify the waypoints and airways and the North Atlantic track waypoints, so I'm going to go and do that now. Alright, so that's checked. This is all normal, so we'll activate and execute. Now we'll go to InterRef 235. We're expecting Cosnex 44. Touch size, we're going to plug in 0 because we have our own planned. Initial climb 310. This stays calculated. Then go to legs, route data, send the information, or request. We'll send a request for wind data, and load, and execute. Alright, we'll go to legs page, and we're going to confirm the waypoints and restrictions. Okay, go to VNAV. Verify the restriction. Transition altitude here is 4,500. Next page, optimum 342 for now, 374, but this will change because we're getting heavier and heavier since we're refilling. So this will change for sure. On the next page, forecast. Everything is fine here, but we're going to check that obviously later on. Transition level is already correct. FMC communications, verify nothing is wants to be uplinked. Let's check the progress page. Just check the distance because again the fuel is incorrect right now. We'll check all that again later. So the distance 4349 or 4348. That's perfect. That's checked. Then we've also got some step climbs. For fixed information, And for the departure, we've got a few things for engine out or MSA. We've got some things set. We're also going to set our transition altitude in here so we know when we can expect to reach that. And then once we are clear of the airport and we're about to enter ETOPS, we're going to plug in the waypoints for that. So, Lux. Into 25. We're going to plug in 25. Delta India Kilo. For the engine out procedures, direct, continue straight until reaching Lux DME, and left to Delta India Kilo and hold. And that is the engine out procedure. So that's set NavRad. We'll go ahead and select Lux on the left and Delta India Kilo on the right. Go to route. We're going to route copy. Go to route 2. We're going to plug in our return. Which is ILS 06 via Delta India Kilo. Alright, so that is the FMC complete. Alright, so with the FMC complete, we'll go ahead and do the pre-flight procedures. The first officer has just returned, so the first officer would normally do this. So let's go ahead and do it. EECs, all normal and guarded, that's all checked. No abnormal lights, that's all checked. Okay. Engine and APU cargo tests, fire tests are all done by maintenance, so nothing we do. Auto start is on. Select the cross feeds open. Valves extinguished, valve lights extinguished. This is all checked. That's all checked here as well. It stays off for now, we'll turn it on after engine start. And that's all checked here as well. Alright, first officer will set his flight director on. That works. Pressure is still good. Date is checked. Time UGC is checked. Everything 12 o'clock position. No abnormal lights. Everything is depressed. FMC left as our source, and the EIU selector on auto. This is normal. Gear down. All the normal stuff is all checked. Frequencies are set. Data. Emergency. Yes, ADIS in our first station. Seatbelt signs cannot come on yet. We're still refueling. Auto brake RTO. Do a weather radar test. That's sufficient. That's all checked. We'll set up our ACP. And do a TCAS test.
TCAS test. Pass.
Alright, that is checked. Now the captain. Do our stuff. On that VNAV will stay disengaged for now. Initial climb is expected to be 4,000, so we'll do 4,100 for now. And initial heading is 058. Put that in as well. Rest is checked. This is up. That's good. Oxygen test. Pressure is good. That's also checked. Obviously, if you do this test, you would contact ground, letting them know so they don't blow their ears out. It's all good. Date and time is correct here as well. Normal, normal. Same as on that side. Brake source is fine. Pressure is good. No abnormal flags. No V-speed and T cutoff should be the only flags. This is all checked. Looks normal. Obviously, we check the same thing on that side. This is all okay. No flags. That's all checked. Everything looks good here, and we can set up our own AC key. And that is good to go. Pressure still looks good. So pre-flight procedures are done. We can do the pre-flight checklist. There's no need to wait for it. So let's go and do the pre-flight checklist now. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation for flight instruments heading 058, 058. Altimeters 1023, 1023, and no deviation. Maximum deviation is 35 feet at this elevation, so that's checked. And the deviation to our field elevation may not be more than 75 feet, which is also fine. Parking brake is on. Checked, checked, and fuel control switch is cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, refueling is completed, and we got a load sheet, so we're going to go ahead and finish the information here. That's entered on reserves. It's 10.6. We already calculated our information. It's going to be takeoff 1. Temperature of 34 degrees. PPR 160, that's check takeoff. Flaps 20. Acceleration 1500. 1500 and 1500 is correct. Headwind of 4. And dry. This is also checked 6.3 with the trim. V1 was 151. We're going to 141 actually. 161 and 172. Plug in 172 on that VNAV. Check the progress page. Verify. Distance is checked. We just now need the extra fuel on board. So 19.5 is what our flight plan calculated. So that's good. Alright, all doors are set. So, hydraulic forward to aux. Wait for a system fault light to extinguish. There's also pressure. The rest can come to auto now. If system 1 also had aux, we would set that to aux as well. There we go. We turn on all the fuel pumps. Beacon to both. Recall. That's all checked. Takeoff trim of 6.3 units. And we'll do the before start checklist. Light deck door closed and locked. Passenger signs. Go ahead and set. MCP V2172 heading 058 altitude 4000. V speeds V1141 VR161 V2172 is set. CDU pre-flight completed. Trim 6.3 units 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Beacon both. Before start checklist is completed. We are ready for pushback and engine start facing south.
Roger, facing southeast. Release brakes.
Brakes released.
Okay, commencing pushback.
So we have auto start, so which means we can start 2 engines at a time.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Start it out. Unstable, starting 2 and 1.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Brakes are set.
Roger.
Starter cut out. And stable. Flight control check. Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Auto. Recall. Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Light controls checked. Ground equipment clear. Before taxi check is completed. Clear left side. Clear right side. So before takeoff checklist, flaps 20 plan, 20 set. Before takeoff check is completed, we're clear to line up. Strobe lights will come on.
Approaching 06.
Confirm, checked. Alright, looks like we're ready. Initially 1.1 EPR. Go. 7. 80 knots. V1. And rotate. The right gear is coming up. roughly enough speed. Done. That's 5. That's 1. And flaps out. Flaps are up. Gear comes off.
Approaching 27.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Continue.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Manual braking. We'll take the next one. Alright, so welcome to Miami. I chose the wrong parking. I tend to do this when I'm doing new things. I have no idea where Cargo-Lex parks. I try to look everywhere. Try to track the aircraft on Flight Radar. I tried to check Bing Maps, Google Maps, and also Toolkit Pro, because it might be that they use different, you know, different date or whatever, I don't know. But there's no Cargo-Lex plane to find. I mean, I know a 747 parks here. I thought it was this one. I thought it was this parking spot, but obviously it's not. You can see the boundaries. It was actually this one, so I made the mistake there, but oh well. Luckily, this is not real life. Even if it was real life, we would get assigned a parking spot anyways, so we couldn't really make the mistake. But oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, adios.